It is jpeg2RAW, show number 184 in November 1st, day after Halloween. Day after Halloween. I can't believe it's November already.
You didn't take off your costume yet, though, did you?
Nope, I wear it every day. Lord Mike, Master of the Universe. Gotcha.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. My boys are too old to be dressing up for Halloween. That's over for me. But we still have a lot of kids that come by, and it's a lot of fun watching all that. But this is November 1st. We're heading into the end of the year, getting ready for one more month before we start the end of the year best of 2016 photo contest. Tonight we'll have a few photos that were from the October contest, and that was, I think the theme then was fall colors. And AD gave us a great topic to do either in November or early next year. I just got to remember how to spell it. And name pronouncing is not good for me. So how I'm going to find this again, I don't know. But maybe he's out in chat and he can drop it in there. Starts with a P. What do I do after that? I was hoping when I typed in P in Google, it would do the rest of the word for me. Anyway, we'll come back to that later. All right, so let's see. I'm streaming some of the photos up behind me, if you can see some of those. We'll go over there for just a second. But speaking of AD, Tim, once a month, AD Wheeler and I do the jpeg2RAW photo review show.
Correct.
And that is, and you just put the link up there for me.
Yep.
Awesome. We do the photo review show where we go over the photos that were from the prior month's photo contest. And we do that, like I said, once a month. And I'll show something on that in just a minute. But I do want to give congratulations to AD because he has some big news. Let's see if I can pull this up here and make it work. How am I going to do this? If this double sounds, let me know, guys out in chat. I'm hoping I don't get overlap here. But hold on a second.
Hey there, fans of All About the Gear. Hey, I know it's been a while since the guys have posted anything for the show, and for that I personally apologize. The short of it is that Doug and Gordon are very busy, and though they're still friends with TWIP, they just couldn't commit to the new aggressive publish schedule that we designed for Season 2. But All About the Gear is not dead. We're just switching formats, and instead of focusing exclusively on cameras and lenses, the new show will now cover all gear that's related to photography and photographers.
Here it comes.
This is a huge evolution of the show, and Season 2 of All About the Gear will commence really shortly with a brand new host, Mr. A.D. Wheeler of the Explorographer.com fame.
Yay!
A.D. is already busy at work digging into hot new gear to share with you. But to whet your appetite for the upcoming flood of new episodes, shortly I will be releasing a new review that I recorded just for you. Thanks for your loyalty to TWIP and to All About the Gear. I can't tell you.
All right, we all know about TWIP. TWIP is, I don't know who the actual leader in the photography podcasting segment is, because most of us don't release our public numbers. But I gotta say, if TWIP is not number one, it is up there in the top, near number one.
Yeah, I would think so.
And it has a lot of shows out there. And congratulations to our good friend AD Wheeler, who is now the host of All About the Gear.
Congratulations.
And I assume it's public and we can say stuff about it because it's on YouTube.
It's as public as it gets.
Yeah, I think he has been working on it for a while, and it's probably been hard to keep it quiet, but now it's public, so he can.
So now is that two guests we've had, two hosts that we've had? We had Don Kamarachka. He's been on several times. He's on TWIP.
I don't know if Don is a official host of anything over there. He's on the shows a lot.
He's on quite often. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's.
And then we also had I can't remember the lady's name that we had on. That I think, did she do food? Was she the food photographer?
Oh, Nicole Young.
Nicole Young. What? She's on TWIP a lot.
Yeah, I mean they're on there a lot. I think AD is our first person that actually has his own show.
Yes, well, very good for you. Very good.
And even better than that, he gets to play with a lot of gear and talk about a lot of gear.
That is a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, and he's been silent about this since July. Wow.
So
tight lips.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be fun to watch. And I think his format It's going to be a good format. It's going to be interesting to watch. It's not going to be like ours where it's an hour long or so show. Tonight, hopefully, we'll keep it a little bit shorter than that. We'll see. I think it's going to be shorter than that. In AD, I guess you can go to thisweekinphoto.com and go to gear, the link gear. Let's see. I will pull up that web page here. And so go to the link gear, which is right there. And then this is where his shows will be posted when they happen. And I think they post all these on YouTube too, so you can watch them there too. So congratulations to our good friend AD.
Very good. All about the gear.
Yep. All right, I want to show something else, and I need to skip ahead a little bit on it, and I can't play the audio because it probably has copyrighted music in it, and I don't have the rights to play the music. So we're going to show the video, but I am hopefully you're not going to hear any audio. Here we go. Here we go. I can't hear anything now. You probably didn't hear it anyway, Tim.
No.
But I think it was playing through the stream, so.
So now I'm watching it on the stream, and is this the new Microsoft?
Yeah.
Whatever, I can't remember what they called it.
The Surface. This is the new.
It's a Surface. Yeah, it's a Surface. This looks great, and they said Mac is going to get killed on this.
Well, Mac did add a touch little strip.
Yeah.
And here it is. You can see it now. I think one of the things that's going to be interesting with this, because I think it's like a $3,000 piece of hardware.
I think like $3,500 to $4,800 or something. But
yeah, and
like they said, the professional is not going to question it. The professional that is already using something like this. The professional that uses the sync, I think it's the sync. What is that from? What is that surface that we write on? I can't think of the Intos.
Oh yeah. The Wacom.
The Wacom tab. They have the Cynic or whatever, which is like this, but it's a smaller screen and it's $1,500. This is the whole computer built into it. I think professionals are gonna love this.
One thing, the early specs I heard on it was like a Core i5 with 4 or 8 gig of RAM. It seemed for the target audience that's going to be using something like this, it's going to maybe working on a large image, layered image in Photoshop.
That seems very light.
And or doing video editing or something like that. The person that they're after with this is going to want more power and more RAM than that. So hopefully, what we saw there with that is just some early specs that are going to come out later with something that's got a little bit more horsepower.
Yeah. Now I have to look it up. What are the tech specs on it? That would seem very light. 28 inch, i5 or an i7, 4 gigabyte of NVIDIA. Oh, it's 4 gigabytes of NVIDIA RAM, GeForce GPU, and up to 32 gigs of RAM.
Okay, that's getting a little better.
That's a little better.
Yeah. So what you were saying is that the video card memory was 4
gig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good. And AD says, I need a towel. I just made a mess. It does look really good. I
was very impressed with it when I heard it. And granted, it's not something I will need, but a professional that does this type of stuff, I would imagine this is something they would get. I mean, you think about they had for years that other type of that was it also called the Surface, that table that they had, and it's on Hawaii 5.0. I think they use it on there. So this is getting closer and closer to that.
Yeah, that whole table thing that you see sometimes. I think they still make that. It's just very limited use cases.
Yeah.
And they also were one of the first ones to come up with a tablet. It was a tablet that was folded in half. I can't remember the name of it, but the concept of it was just fantastic. The way they had it, and maybe I have to look it up sometime. but they never came to market with it. That's the thing between them and Apple's. They never came to market with it. Then Apple comes to market with their refined hardware, and they took over the tablet business. I'm not quite sure why Apple, and it's not because they're not capable. I'm not sure why they have not made touchscreens, and why they would think that Touch Bar is anything.
Well, they still go by and I've been hearing it on a lot of the tech podcasts that they talk about it, say, well, Apple didn't want the touch screen because you're like a gorilla reaching out for the screen. But it seems more and more everything is going that way. Microsoft has it now with a lot of their laptops. The Chrome now has it for their laptops. I think ultimately they're going to change, because you think about it, and Apple should probably never say never, because they said the iPhone with the 3.5 inch screen was the perfect size. You never need anything bigger. Well, now they have probably one of the biggest iPhones out there. So, I mean, times change and people want different things.
Yeah, I would imagine it's just a matter of time. You look at the average Windows user, and there's many, many Windows users that are like my wife that just wants to do minimal stuff. Just, go on Facebook, go on, places for recipes or whatever else, not really pushing the computer. Then you have people like AD who, and Don Camarachi, that we talked about earlier, the guys who they build their own systems. They're techie enough that they can build their own systems, and they build really good systems, because what they're doing requires a lot of horsepower. And by doing that, you can get a cheaper, more specialized computer than you could by going Apple. So those guys are at the other end of the spectrum, and I would kind of put myself there too. I build my own.
So do I.
But then on the Apple side, you have a lot of creatives. I think there's a lot of photographers and a lot of creatives that use Apple, and you would think that they would be pushing for the touch. And
well, I'll tell you,
it's probably coming.
It's almost getting to the point where you're going to start hearing people say, since Steve Jobs left the company and then ultimately passed away, they have not innovated. They've kind of stalled a little bit. I mean, they had the Mac Pro, which I know Leo Laporte kills all the time. It was a $3,000 computer that you can't do anything with. It's not upgradable. They didn't replace it, and all these things that were there for the creatives is gone. Now you limited the new MacBook Pro, the 15-inch, to 16 gigs, which they said is too small for a lot of people. A lot of the creative people want 32 or more. So you limit it, and it's like they've changed who they want to target their audience to. And I'm not sure. It's definitely not the creative professional that really was the flag bearer for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say that their hardware is great. I mean, I know you're not a fan of it, but I have a MacBook and a MacBook Pro, and I absolutely love it. Better than any, except my Lenovo for work is good, but it's totally different.
Most of my picking on Apple is just me being me. I know that they make good hardware. They have a marketing machine. They're like that. I think some people think it does magic, and it's magically protected by viruses, and it's not. It's there's
5% of the market, and who are you going to go after? The person with 90% of the market,
right? So, but it's good to have competition out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, that was my two news stories. One being AD, we had to say something about him, and two being that Surface thing that I would love to get, but I can't see me getting it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Then I figured we would go through some of the photos.
Good idea.
And do that. Before we do that, so that we always talk about the photo contest, and that's really through our Facebook group, which, if I had lower thirds, I can show that. It's our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/jpeg2RAW. That's the main place you can enter. Then also you can enter on our website too. So that's the main contest. But we also, Tim, I don't even know if you remember this, but we also have a, where is it? A beginner's, I'll get it here in just a second. We have a beginner's group. It's not as active as our main group, but we're starting to, some of the people I think felt a little overwhelmed with the people in our regular group, and wanted a group of, hey, let's have some beginners, and where we can talk about just purely beginner stuff and do that kind of stuff. And we have a contest over there. So if you don't feel comfortable entering the main contest, which you should, because no one over there is really being overly critical of you, and you're going to No one's going to punch you in the face, so to say. But if you don't want to enter over there, go into our beginners club and enter over there and post over there, and a lot of fun over there. Last month we only had one entry, because even getting them to enter has been a challenge. We had one entry, and this month we have two. I'm gonna show them. Again, this feels like I am going to be the Obi-Wan teaching Darth Vader. That's not going to work out well. But you know what I see when I look at this? I think this is where AD is starting to get me. I see what she was trying to do. I like that. But I feel like things are sliding off to my left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's causing tension on the left, to use AD's words. So yeah, I like this with a thought here. But there's my feedback. It's sliding off to the right a little, to the left, my left a little bit. The next image is this one, and I might include these in a next review for AD, even though it's not part of the main thing. But it'd be good, especially for these guys who are new into photography, to get some professional feedback like AD. I like the idea here too. I would have liked the person to come down a little bit more, maybe level with the dog's face, and not cut off the owner's hand. But
right, I agree.
This is again where AD was talking earlier, where they had good intentions, they had it in mind, they just weren't maybe able to execute all the way. It's still not bad. So I think I'll include those in the next one. Well, that's a bonus.
I love that the dog's looking directly at the photo, though. Yeah. At the camera.
I'm a dog lover, so they always get me with the dogs. All right, so let's look at this month. We're going to go through them quickly. Not going to do the full AD review. I just messed that up. Hold on one second. Which one did I delete? This one. All right, there we go. All right, here's the first one up by Medea. You're going to have to help me out here with these.
Yeah, I'm getting to the pictures.
We'll get you the name here in just a second.
All right, let's see. Medea Bean.
Yep. This one again, I feel like the fence is not level and it's causing some tension to the right this time. And I'm not a huge fan of adding the leaves around the edge.
It's just too many are added.
I do like the thought of that. So it'd be interesting to hear when AD tells us, how could I have accomplished this? What's a better way I could have pulled this off? Because I like the idea of framing it with the leaves to create that feel.
You know, you're right. The fence bothers me, and I can't. On the left-hand side, it almost looks like it's correct, and then the right side, it looks like it's. Yeah, the horizon's definitely off slightly.
You never know. It could be that the fence is warped.
Yeah,
you never know with the fence. All right, that was from the person.
Medea Bean.
Yep. This next one up here is from Millen, our good friend Millen. I much prefer this one than the last one he did last time. And I will tell you that Millen, did Medea do this? No. So Millen does a great job every month of adding a lot of text and a lot of thought into his post that helps when you're doing the review. So when you're adding photos to the contest, be sure to do that. Give us some thoughts. What were you trying to achieve? We can kind of guess at what Medea was trying to do, but let us know. What are you trying to achieve? Why were you taking this photo? And Millen does a great job of that. I'm not going to read this whole post. You have to go to the photo review show to hear that. But this is. Did he stitch a panorama? This is another panorama with
13 verticals handheld. I like that.
13 verticals handheld. Nice fall scene here with the reflections in the water. Any comments?
No, I like this picture, and I in reading what he did with it and how he tried to get the colors of that fence in the background with the colors of autumn, I like the shot.
Mm-hmm. If you're listening to this in audio, you're missing out. You need to come and get this in video. All right, next up again is another shot from Medea. Now, the reason you're seeing 2 shots here from people is when we do a themed contest for the month, you can enter more. You can enter 2, up to 2. When it is an open theme, you can only do 1. So you'll see a few people here who did 2. This is Medea, who, like, same models. I like this shot much better than her first one, actually.
So do I. The only thing that might get to me is the overly washed out upper right hand part of the image.
It does pull me away.
I would have tried to reduce the brightness on that side of the screen. It pulls my eyes up to it.
Yeah, I know what she was trying to get more of a washed out back there, most likely. Yeah, especially it looks like it's the side of a building that's probably being hit directly by the sun that's causing that extra, because the sky isn't even as bright. It's that side of that building. It's just boom. It's just a blare. So
you know what does look odd to me though, in looking at the picture though? The leaves in the tree look like they're like there's a spiral filter over the leaves.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a breezy day and that might have been causing that. And Jimmy was asking, is one of these ladies the photographer? I'm not thinking so, but she didn't leave any comment, so I don't know anything about it. The fence again feels like it's moving a little bit to the on the right hand side down a little bit there, but it's not.
Yes,
it's not too bad.
It's not as bad, and that could be the fence, because I think if you tilt it to level the horizon, then the ladies might be tilted.
All right. That was Medea's second, and now we're going to go to Millen's second shot.
Wow, I almost like this one better than his first.
I know. I love when I look at a photo, and this is one of them. When I look at a photo and I go, I want to be there.
Yes, and it's got that road that I like. It takes the road, takes you down. What's down around that little corner at the end? Yeah, I like this one a lot. I prefer this actually.
This is where I look so forward to the show with AD, because I'm going, I don't know how to criticize this one, or how to not criticize, how to give suggestions on how to make it better, because I don't know.
Yeah, and
good job.
I wouldn't have changed much about this.
Good job, Millen. All right, the next
5,
one up.
Bev Nelson Robson.
Yeah, and I would tell you, I love shots that are just really simple. Really simple shots. There's not a whole lot going on. You're just left with the beauty of the image. I know AD says things in 3s, and there's that 4th one back there. Or you say the 2 up front that are in focus and the 2 in the back that are not in focus. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I like it.
It's another one I like.
I will tell you that learning from him when he says about things in 3s, if there's anything I could have done with this image, it's that I would have left the center one, left the 2 in the back that are out of focus, and the 1 on the far right pushed it off or out of the frame. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if that would have been a stronger image without that one that's on our right.
On the far right. Yeah. That might be the only thing I would consider taking out.
And then you have this 1 leaf up front.
But I don't know how you'd get that full leaf out, because then you'd have just a portion of that leaf in the frame.
Okay, the leaves are falling off the tree anyway. You could have just plucked it.
I knew you were going to say that.
And then you would have been left with the 3s, the 1 in front focus and the 2 in the back out of focus. And
actually, if you read this was taken from underneath the tree, so he's pointing up above.
Oh,
that's interesting. So it's a different. It's not the angle I was thinking of until he said that. So he's pointing at, and you could actually see the sky in the background, the blue now. Now that he says it, I thought it was water, but I guess that's the sky.
Yeah, and AD points this out. We keep talking about this. Tell us a little bit about what you're trying to get, and that's where we're having some trouble with critiquing. 1, because we're not as good at critiquers, but 2, because giving us very little information doesn't help with the critique. Is it the leaf? Is it the leaves? For me, and I think that's where he's saying. For me, I would like to have seen that 1 to the right gone, the 1 in the center be our main focus, and then the ones in the background be that. But I still like this image. I like the simplicity of a shot like this. And we're going to have a couple that are these simple shots. All right, that was number 5. Let's go to number 6 by Brad Morris. I don't know about you. To me, it looks a little out of focus. But
a little out of focus, and I probably would have cropped in a little closer on the family.
Yep.
In my eyes, but the
I think I would have liked to have come down some more.
Place them a little higher in the image.
Yeah, come down a little bit more, place them a little bit higher in the image, and make them more of the focal point. There's a lot.
That's my fear. That's why I would have focused more in on them, because to me, you don't see them. They're not the main part of this picture.
There's actually a lot going on in this picture for me, and when I do look at them, so I go to them. But that fence in the background has drawn a lot of my attention, and I'm wondering if you brought them down, you came down a little bit, you can draw more attention right on them.
Right.
All right, that's the first one from Brad. I think he has another one that he's posted here. So that's number 6. Where's number 7?
Debbie Henry.
Oh yeah, good friend Debbie Henry. Another simple shot. This was
persimmons ripened and ready to use. I don't even know what a persimmons is.
I've heard of it. It looks like tomatoes.
Yes, are they tomatoes or are they cherries?
But I've heard of them. I'm not sure if I've had them
peppers.
before. But I like this overhead view. And that's all she says. Persimmons ripened and ready to use in cakes. I wouldn't think that tomato would be used in cake.
Yeah, no. And it looks like it's a Japanese.
You looking it up?
Of course I am, because Lord knows I had no clue. I had to look it up.
All right, and this is going to be a question.
Guilty as charged.
This is a question for the review show. When really all of these are the same product, sort of like the leaves before. Is it better to have one that here's my one of the group that is the focus, or have the whole group as the focus? Because of course I keep going to the one that's a little bit off center, that's facing up toward us.
Right, that's what I'm looking at.
Yep.
The only thing I probably would have changed the plate, because that looks like almost looks like a paper plate, like a Chinette. I probably would have used something different for the background plate.
I can't tell. I don't know. I didn't even think about the plate. All right, that one's from Debbie Henry. Let's go on to Gordon, and I'm going to be biased here because of the subject.
Yeah, I know, because it's a dog. I was like, he's coming for you.
I love dogs. And Gordon is an awesome photographer. He's a little bit off center with this one, off a little bit to the third. I think he's a little bit off of the third there. And I like actually the dog's not looking straight at us.
And I like it. And I like that he's off center where he is.
Yep.
I think that's a good placement for it. And then with the background completely blurred out makes it even better.
The color tones here are really good. If I had to change anything here, maybe the background a little less bright. Make the dog actually at the edges tends to
blends in too much
to the background. Not that that's not bad, but I would like a little bit more separation there and have the background a little bit more.
Shot this at 3.5. Maybe it would have been a little bit, maybe a little higher, maybe even a 5.6 to get the more of the dog, almost because there's not enough separation between the dog and the background.
Mm-hmm. A beautiful shot. All right.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Next one is Michael. Michael, he enters every month. Michael, go ahead, Tim.
Demagal.
And he has been experimenting with this sphere, whatever it is, a crystal ball.
3-inch crystal ball.
This crystal ball. And in our Facebook group, he's got a number of images taken with this. Some really good ones with it. And here's one of them that he has taken.
This is great. I mean, the symmetry of it between the two trees on either side, both coming into it. And then the background, I like this shot.
And the one tree right there in
the background, which is dark on the bottom of the picture, and then you obviously see it in the back of the crystal ball. I like this.
Yeah, it's a unique.
Maybe I might have removed that dead tree on the floor there, that branch.
Mm-hmm.
That I might have got rid of.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And I guess you can see, it looks like the tree that's in the background is what we see below the crystal ball.
Right, that's the dark part, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
No, I like this. And I wonder if it's not a full tree, because you don't see it through the top of it. And then if you look in the crystal ball, it almost looks like the tree is
a dead tree.
A dead tree, and it's right, the top is missing from it. Yep. This is a really nice shot.
And they ask if this is upside down. I don't think it's upside down.
The ball flips the image. So this is upside down. You know, I was thinking that it should happen that way, but I wasn't thinking that. But all right, so in actuality, the leaves on the ground is the floor that we see. So he flipped the picture, and that's why the tree is not leaning towards each other. This is the V of a tree that is splitting apart, and he flipped it.
Huh. That makes it.
I didn't want to sound that smart and guess that, but thank you, AD. I appreciate that.
That makes it even better.
Yes, I do like the idea of this.
All right, good shot, Michael.
If I ever see a crystal ball, I will pick it up.
Yep. All right, next one is from Debbie Henry. And this one, what does she tell us here?
A leaf turning brown thrown around during a hurricane. But what is it on? Is it on a window?
Definitely a window. It could either be a vehicle window or like a sliding glass door or something like that. The streaks of rain give you some perspective there that, you know, that something else is going on besides just a leaf in the middle of the air.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the dead part of the leaf, I wish it was a fully, you know, alive leaf. But, you know, it is what it is. That's what's stuck to the window.
Right.
Unless you run out there in the rain and stick another thing to it.
During the hurricane.
But another cool idea. It's a very simple, you know, in some ways it's very simple photos. Sometimes the simple photos, when I say simple, meaning not a lot of stuff going on in it, in the image, make for a beautiful image.
Right, exactly.
All right, good job, Debbie. And the next one is another one from, this is actually not another one. This
Dean
is the first
Stone.
one. First one from Dean Stone with the butterfly.
The monarch butterfly.
The monarch butterfly, which are beautiful butterflies. So he's saying he lives in Dallas, can't find any fall colors, so he may do with finding fall colors by finding a monarch butterfly who looks like they have fall colors. There you go.
Right.
And again, now you have the flowers and all on your left side, on the left third. Mm-hmm. You have the butterfly coming in there for it. I like this image.
So do I. And you know, the funny thing is, watching the TV shows with my daughter, you wind up realizing things that you never know. Did you know where monarch butterflies migrate to?
Mexico.
Yes. And to think they're up here in New York.
Yeah.
And that little butterfly goes all the way down to Mexico.
And I got to find a GPS to get to the mall.
Yes, I've seen pictures of like them in the location where they all fly to. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is crazy. How they can do that. So, and they're beautiful butterflies. So, you know,
yes,
this is a beautiful shot. I do like. I'm going to try and use a little bit of AD here. I like the 3 yellow flower buds that they have there.
Yes,
those.
I was thinking the 3s.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got the pink things. You got multiples of those. To me, I kind of lose those in the image, which is fine. I kind of lose those pink things there, and the butterfly. And the 3 the yellow flowers there is what stands out for me. Mm-hmm. You know, you got another flower that's probably the same thing. That's one off to the left, one off to the right lower. They're blurred enough that they don't bother me that much. The blade of grass that goes across the butterfly, that would be a lot of work to clone out and not do anything. Maybe he can do that. That wouldn't be a problem. But I personally would have left that. It's just. It's fine for me. Yeah, hummingbirds, and Jimmy out in chat saying hummingbirds do the same thing. They fly a long distance. All right, so that was number 11. Let's go to the second one from Brad.
Brad Morse.
Brad Morse. Which one was his first one? I got it here. So this was his first one. His second one here. I like the second one here. I
prefer the second one. Yes.
I like the creek coming down like that, coming off to our left. I'm not sure what the focus, where my eye is going. It's wandering all around here. He says just across from the Bald River Falls is this quiet spot along the Tellico River. River. This is a relatively simple blend of 3 exposures taken with a Nikon D3300. So this is HDR-ish.
Correct.
You probably needed that for the sky and for some of the spots underneath the trees where the shadows are probably pretty heavy.
Right, where the dark rocks are.
Yeah.
No, I prefer this image.
All right. And next up, we have a new entry, not new to the group, but new entry from, I see her post all over the place. She is really coming along, doing some great work. This is from Jackie Allen in the group. And again, she's looking, from the ground up. Let's read what she says here. This photo was taken during my first time at World's End State Park in Sullivan County, Pennsylvania. The foliage was just about at its peak. I took several shots of the beautiful vistas here. This is one of exposures of a more intimate feel for the season, and its simplicity stood out from the rest of the images I took. Fall is my favorite time of year, and in my opinion, the best time to head out into the woods. Agree. I love this time of year.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, Jordan's out in chat now, and yeah, I agree. Jackie's doing some great work out there. All right, Tim, what do you think about this one?
I like this one a lot.
I like the whole.
Yes.
I love the colors.
Yeah, you're right. If you didn't have that little area up into the sky there, it would have been, I don't think it would have been as striking.
I love her colors. And for me, looking here, I got a badly out of, what do you call it? Out of calibration monitor that I'm looking at over here. And in my one that's calibrated, it's a little tiny image is what we're transmitting. So I'm going to have to go back and forth. But I love the hole there. That is my focal point. But I also, when I'm looking there, I see, all the beautiful colors from the leaves, the branches and the trees all send to take me up to that hole too.
Yeah, I like this image.
Yep. Good job, Jackie.
This is one of those ones like that other one we saw earlier that makes you want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks beautiful. All right, last one is from
Janet Schill.
Yeah, this may be her first entry too.
Yeah.
From Janet.
Yeah. I like this shot, but I think another week or two, the colors in these trees probably would have been popping a lot more.
Yeah, I don't
see. It seems very muted.
She doesn't tell us where she took this, so we don't know where this is. But you're right that there's not much color change happening in here.
I mean, you got a couple of red trees out there, but yeah. I think because you look at the sky, it seems almost underexposed a little bit. The picture
is a little muted. Sometimes what's hard to do is you see a scene in your eye is beautiful.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Being there, you have this sense of beauty, and then conveying that in the image can sometimes be a challenge. And with this one, I don't know where I'm supposed to focus. There are that one little tree a little bit to the near the shore, a little bit to the left. That is, the colors have changed on that, and there's a few of them right around there where the colors have started to change, but they blend in so much I'm kind of lost.
Exactly.
Yep. But a great group of photos this month. Thank you for entering, and we haven't come up with a theme yet for this month, Tim, but AD, if I can find where he posted that so long ago. Here we go. Hold on, taking me a second. We need that music, huh? I'm still not there. Go Google this. The images. All right, let me show you this. So this is a cool idea that AD shared with me as maybe something we can do. So just to let AD know, we have some admins in a group, and I try not to be a dictator, try and work things out. So we'll see if we can get this. I think that eventually, I don't know if I get them over the top right away, but it is okay, Tim, you can help me with the word. PAREIDOLIA.
Hold on.
I'm going to put it in chat.
Pareidolia.
I think you're very close, if not right.
I went back to what 80s wrote before.
Okay. But
Pareidolia.
It is where you find a face or something like that inside of an image. And I got right now, all I've done is go to Google, type that word in, or copied and pasted it from what AD have, and did images. And you can see here all these common everyday things that look like they're, a person or a face.
Right.
And this would be a little bit of a challenge, but having this as our thing to go and find these things may not be as artistic, some of the images we just watched there, but it may be a lot more fun to go out and find some of these things.
I agree. It would definitely be different.
What do you think, Tim? Is this a good idea for a contest for a month, or give me your true thoughts?
I think my fear with it is you're not going to get a lot of people to put in because they're not going to want to spend the time to look.
Yeah, but that's true. I had that same fear. However,
that would be my only fear. Otherwise, I mean, I look at some of these pictures, and you have that one, the second one, the top left of the sink.
Yep.
And it's just amazing when you look at it like that. So I mean, or the coffee cup with some of these are like really amazing.
Well, the eyeball one. Look at that one. That's not an eyeball.
Hold on, which one are you?
It's the third row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Yeah, no, I think I'm looking at the same way. So it looks like it's a. What do you think that is?
I think it's a drain.
That's a kitchen. That's a sink. Yeah, that's the bubble. Now that I'm looking at the picture, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, I think we should give this one a try. And the other thing with this is, in AD, you're out there next to the butt. He says, AD's out there, which looks like it's just two couches pushed up against each other. The arms of two couches, I think, are love seats or something.
Yes.
These are ones also.
That.
These are ones also you can take with a cell phone.
Yeah, you can take this with anything.
Yeah. Of course, in this, I like that one, the eyeball one. But in this scene here, I also really like the second row far to the right, the one I got my mouse on now, which looks like a robot holding out a gun. Two little eyes, the gun, which is the camera. Second row, far right.
To me, it's probably a different place. Okay. Yes.
If you're looking at my
yes, it's a speed camera.
Yeah.
Or I guess speed or red light camera or something like that.
Yeah, and like AD says, it's about having fun with your photography. People are way too serious sometimes to be creative. And this might be before we go into the year-end best of 2015-16. This might be a good end of the year thing. And it's, like you always hear, it's the best camera is the one you have with you. Well, this is one where you don't need to take 13 vertical shots of pano and then stitch it all together or do HDR or whatever else. You can do this with your DSLR, or you can even do it with your phone.
Right. You just got to look around. Open your eyes.
Yep. All right. So no guarantees. Got to run it by the committee. And I don't even know if I've convinced Tim yet, so I might have an uphill battle. But
no, I think it's a good idea. It might actually make me want to submit a photo.
There you go. How about, Tim, we do this? Because if we convince them to do it, you and I both submit one.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up. It's coming in almost an hour anyway. If you if you want to get this show video, we are on iTunes, YouTube, and Vimeo. On audio, we're on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podomatic, Podbean, and Google Play Music. I hear rumors that our app may be going away, that the company is going out of business. But if you download it before they go out of business, you've got it. So go to the iTunes Store, go to Google Play, and get the jpeg2RAW app before it's gone. I'm not sure what happens once it goes. I know that I'll have to stop paying monthly fees, which is yay, no more monthly fees. But we'll see if it keeps working. It's no cost to you, so if it goes away, you just don't have it anymore. Coming up next week, I know, Tim, you're out, but next week we have Paul Fontanelli on November 8th. We have Kat Forder, which is the train track, taking photos on train tracks, on November 15th. We have Greg Benz, who is the Luminosity, not Luminosity. He makes a plugin for Photoshop. I can't remember. It's a really awesome plugin. But he recently quit a high-paying job to be a full-time photographer. So we're going to talk to him about what he's been doing and where he, how he made that decision to go from full-time job with benefits to being a full-time photographer. Then we're going to talk to Alex Cook on December 20th. And that is, he is one of the editors over at F-Stoppers and a photographer in his own right there too. And somewhere in between all that, or sometime afterwards, we're going to hook up with AD again, and we're going to do a drone show. We have not done a drone show yet. Your audio is completely gone, Tim. Nope, no audio. Tim said that's awesome. He can't wait for that show. And AD may even have a surprise for us with that. There, that sounds like your sound's coming back.
That better?
Yeah. Nope. Say something?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, but it sounds really weird, like you're coming through Tap It.
Wow, I think once again I had the off switch on.
Tap It? You're not coming from that.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's off the...
All right, we can finish up with you coming off the what is it, webcam mic.
Webcam.
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing there.
Don't need this anymore then.
No. But sometime in between there, we're going to hook up with AD. We're going to talk about drones. Every time I watch one of his vlog videos, I'm like, I got to hide the credit card because I keep wanting to buy a drone. And he may do something special for us for that show too. So be looking for that and looking for those shows coming up. So until next week, election night, instead of watching all that election crap, come over here to jpeg2RAW and watch Paul Fontanelli come on the show and us talk about him and what he does. So until then, good night, everybody.
Good night,
Keep it
everybody.
raw.